Hello students, today we will discuss about enduring popularity of the play Candida. Okay. George Bernard Shaw play at first were not received with much enthusiasm and much were criticized for its treatment of strange themes. It was because of his being a critic before a dramatist that he observed the society with different perspectives, but gradually he felt the pulse of the audience and created the dramas accordingly. His plays are categorized as pleasant play and unpleasant plays. His pleasant plays brought him a worldwide recognition which established him as a great English playwright. Candida is one of the pleasant plays which stands as a strong identity of George Bernard Shaw. Shaw's contemporaries and the predecessors had dealt with the same repeated theme of triangle love story. Shaw also paved their path but with a different style which was welcomed with much enthusiasm. The following qualities of Candida can be held responsible for its enduring popularity. Okay, first a different theme. At first, Candida appears to be a drama of same-style theme depicting triangle love story, where two men love one woman, but finally one of them succeeds in winning the woman's love. As the play moves forward, it reveals new dimensions of a different theme. Marchbank's manifestation as a secret lover of Candida highlights Shaw's genius of playwriting and his art of handling the complicated themes. Moral: a person who lives peacefully with his wife Candida and two children, but the rival of Eugene Marchbanks turns the family drama into a triangular love story. Moral feels dejected in presence of Marchbanks because he is afraid of losing his wife Candida. Sometimes Candida's inclination towards Marchbanks also sustains his doubts and he gets ready to face the worst. Okay. अगला है characters. The popularity of a drama depends upon character and their presentation. There is no need to present a huge army of characters in a play. Sometimes few but strong characters can bring popularity for the drama. In Candida, there are very few characters which can be counted on fingers. Three characters of Moral, Candida, and Marchbanks are major and important characters, while other characters like Miss Proserpine, Lexi, and Miss Vargas are there to support and main character and fill the gap. Every character of Candida reflects the social individual. There is no super character having super qualities. Moral is a person who performs his duties well. On the other hand, he loves his wife Candida. Further, he is truly dependent on her. Candida represents a simple housewife who gives priority to her family. She does households with devotion. She takes pleasure in serving her husband, Moral, and her children. Marchbanks appears to be a careless boy of wanton habits. He is due to his teenage romantic poet who builds house of cards for Candida. His wanton instinct makes him fall in love with Candida and he becomes a major character responsible for the disturbance of Moral's peace. At one place, he is scared of Mr. Vargas. He feels uncomfortable in presence of Mr. Vargas, But on the other hand, he boldly challenges moral. This is instability of his character. This simply represents an ordinary young lad of real society. Mr. Vargas represents the entire community of greedy people who believe in making money out of sucking poor's blood. He exploits the laborers and tries every way possible to justify the exploitation. अगला है लैंग्वेज. George Bernard Shaw is second to William Shakespeare, but there is a huge difference of language. Shaw's language is not tough like that of Shakespeare. Simple language in Candida makes it interesting and readable. Proper use of words also reaches the beauty of language. Following speech can be given. For example, Candida, oh James, you must not mind what I said about that, and if you don't go, you'll have an attack of bed conscience tomorrow. Well arrangement of proper words and sentences does not let reader refer to the dictionary and the page enjoyed without interruption. Next step, plot constructions. Okay, for a well constructed plot, it is essential to have beginning, middle, and end. Shavian play appear to prove this idea of plot construction. Candida is an ample proof that can be put in this regard. Candida is a housewife. She lives with her husband and children. Moral: Candida's husband is a respectable Christian socialist. Eugene Marchbanks, young poet, falls in love with Candida. He thinks that moral treats Candida as a slave and they have lack of conjugal love. In the middle of the play, tension reaches culminating point. Things come to a point where the final decision is left up to Candida. She has to choose either of the two moral, her husband or Marchbanks. Finally, she goes for her husband and chooses to stay with him. Thus, various facts altogether are responsible for the enduring popularity of Candida. So far as Shaw's Candida is concerned, it is generally admitted that Candida is a problem play. For having individual struggle with circumstances, Candida is much more than a family drama which deals with social problems. Candida raises a big question of protection of family from the intruders. It also targets the head of the family regarding family's protection and the survival of conjugal life. However, Candida is a still theme of triangular love story at his presentation of the pure problem and the manifestations of the third character keeps it aloof from the play having same idea. Moral: Candida and Eugene Marchbanks as a whole complete the triangular love story. Moral and Candida make a happily married couple. They are entirely satisfied with their conjugal life, but Marchbanks suddenly disturbs the peace of their life. Generally, in a triangular love story, it is noticed that regular tension and quarrel between husband and wife compels one of them to find love and solace in the arms of a third character. But Shaw's Candida has absolutely different and aloof theme where a third character, Marchbanks, intentionally falls in love with a married lady who is completely happy with her husband. The drama runs through different unexpected turns and causes catharsis in the hearts of the audience. In the middle of the play, Moral feels rejected and mentally accepts his defeat and provides them complete freedom and decide. The final decision lies with Candida, who asks Moral and Marchbanks to bid for her. She says that she would give herself to the weaker of the two. Moral and Marchbanks bid according to their mental strength and present condition. Finally, Candida goes for the husband and sorts out the problems. The regular problem breaks here for some time, but at the end, Marchbank leaves another quest for model. Candida and the audience as well as she says, in 100 years we shall be the same age, but I have a better secret than that in my heart. Let me go now. The night outside grows impatient. A problem play is incomplete without discussion. Discussion is an integral part of the play. As Shaw himself asserts, discussion is the best of the playwright. George Bernard Shaw borrowed the art of discussion from Ibsen. In Candida's discussion begins with Candida's suggestion. Let us sit and talk comfortably over like three friends. And the follows an interesting scene of discussion that grips the audience with mouth wide open. Candida compares the wits and finally reaches a better conclusion. She decides to stay with her husband. Here we see a big change in the character of Marchbanks and Moral. Marchbanks, a boy of 18 turns to be a mature person and talks accordingly during action scene, while psychological change can be seen in the character of Moral. Talks like a helpless person or a child who is being snatched away from his mother. But finally, the discussion ends with the problems. The Sage has presented Candida verily as a problem play, which according to Eric Bentley ends with a question mark.